This story is brought to life through a seamless flow of AI-generated images, enhancing the narrative with stunning, visually captivating scenes in every video. Let's begin. The story begins on the idyllic island of Themyscira, a hidden paradise inhabited by the Amazons, a race of warrior women created by the gods of Olympus. Among them is Diana, the daughter of Queen Hippolyta. Unlike the other Amazons, Diana is not just a warrior in training, but also a princess raised in a protected environment. She is told the tales of how the Amazons were created to protect the world of men, and about Ares, the god of war, who sought to corrupt humanity with hatred and conflict. Diana grows up believing that Ares remains a threat, and that it is the duty of the Amazons to stop him if he ever returns. Despite her mother's wishes to shield her from combat, Diana is secretly trained by her aunt, General Antiope, the greatest of all Amazon warriors. As Diana grows older, she becomes strong, agile, and highly skilled in combat, though she remains unaware of the full extent of her powers. One day, Diana's life changes forever when a plane crashes off the coast of Themyscira. Diana rescues the pilot, an American named Steve Trevor. Steve is a spy working for British intelligence during World War I, and he was on a mission to gather information about a new and deadly weapon being developed by the Germans. The Amazons soon learn from Steve that the world outside their hidden island is engulfed in a war unlike any the world has ever seen. Diana believes that Ares is behind the Great War and convinces herself that if she kills him, the war will end. Despite her mother's warnings, Diana decides to leave Themyscira with Steve to stop Ares and bring peace to the world of men. Armed with the lasso of truth, an indestructible shield, and the god-killer sword, which she believes is the only weapon capable of killing a god, Diana departs from her homeland for the first time. Diana and Steve arrive in London, where Steve reports to his superiors and informs them of a terrible weapon being developed by General Erich Ludendorff and Dr. Isabel Marou, also known as Dr. Poison. The weapon, a deadly gas that could wipe out millions, is intended to be used by the Germans to turn the tide of the war. Steve forms a small team, including a spy named Samir, a marksman named Charlie, and a smuggler named Chief, to infiltrate enemy lines and stop the weapon. As Diana ventures into the world of men, she is shocked by the horrors of war and the suffering it causes. She is also struck by the inequalities and injustices she sees, particularly the way women are treated in this society. Despite these challenges, Diana remains determined and steadfast in her mission. The team travels to the front lines in Belgium, where Diana witnesses the full devastation of the war. Moved by the suffering of the people, Diana defies Steve's orders and crosses no man's land, a heavily fortified area between the trenches that had been considered impassable. In a display of incredible strength and courage, Diana charges through enemy fire, inspiring the Allied soldiers to follow her and liberate the village of Veld. This victory boosts the morale of the soldiers and solidifies Diana's place as a hero. However, Diana's mission is far from over. The team learns that Ludendorff plans to unleash his deadly gas at a high-profile gala in Belgium. Diana and Steve infiltrate the event, where Diana confronts Ludendorff, believing him to be Ares. Despite killing Ludendorff in a fierce battle, the war does not end. Diana is left confused and disillusioned, realizing that perhaps Ares was not behind the war after all. It is then that Sir Patrick Morgan, a seemingly benevolent British official who had supported Steve's mission, reveals his true identity. He is Ares, the god of war. Ares explains that he did not cause the war, but merely influenced and amplified humanity's darker instincts. He tries to convince Diana that mankind is inherently corrupt and that they deserve to be destroyed. He also reveals that Diana herself is the god-killer, the daughter of Zeus and Hippolyta, and the only being capable of defeating him. a battle of epic proportions ensues between Diana and Ares. Ares uses his godly powers to manipulate the elements and weapons around him, trying to overpower Diana. But as the fight progresses, Diana realizes that her true strength comes not from her divine heritage or weapons, but from her belief in love, compassion, and the goodness within humanity. Inspired by Steve's ultimate sacrifice, he commandeers a plane carrying the deadly gas and flies it high into the sky. Where it detonates harmlessly, Diana unleashes her full power, destroying Ares in a final, explosive confrontation. With Ares defeated, the war comes to an end, but Diana is left to grapple with the complexities of human nature. She returns to London, where the armistice is signed and peace is restored. However, Diana chooses to remain in the world of men, dedicating herself to protecting humanity and fighting for justice, believing that love and hope are the keys to a better future. The film ends with Diana in the present day, reflecting on the events of her past and her ongoing mission as Wonder Woman, a symbol of courage, strength, and compassion in a world that still needs heroes.